Hey girl, hey, welcome to Tia's Table, where we talk about food, fitness, wellness for women, and whatever we feel is worth discussing. Thank you for joining me at my table. Sit back, grab a snack, and let's have some girl talk. Hey girl, hey, this episode is not safe for kids. Do what you will with that information. Let's have some girl talk. Did y'all put those kids away? Did you? Girl, pop your earpods in, do something so that you can't come back and say to me, oh, Tia, I didn't know. I didn't know because of what do you mean? I caught a fuck nigga hating on my wrist. I caught a whole nigga hating on my bit. Let me tell you, I have been playing that song over and over and over again. I ran the other day to it. You niggas tweet a lot. All you do is twit. Y'all keep doing that. We gonna keep doing this. Jay-Z, let me tell you, I was not one of the Hive members that would have been okay with Act 3 being any sort of On the Run 3 or like the Carters 2. And I gotta say, I still feel the same way. But you might have convinced me with this remix that maybe a song or two or three wouldn't be the worst thing that could ever happen to us in the Hive. And I know the Hive is real serious about not getting another Carter's album. They don't want to On the Run 3 right now. People want this trilogy to finish out with it just being like all about Beyonce. And I'm here for that. But when you said y'all keep doing that, we'll keep doing this. I caught a fuck nigga hating on my wrist. I caught a whole nigga hating on my bitch. That part replays in my head all throughout the day. Like it gets me so hype. I'm so motivated. Truly, no one is hating on my Apple Watch. No one is. But when I say it, when I'm rapping along with him, I feel it. I feel it. I feel it deep within. Oh my gosh. It's so good. Let me tell you what Morning Dew did. Morning Dew, when it first got leaked like years ago, everybody was like, ooh, this is great. But see, you got to know when you are a part of the Hive, when you are a Beyonce fan, sometimes things leak. And when they leak, she's like, absolutely not. Now you definitely won't get it. You won't get it. Y'all remember when Grown Woman was literally just a music video. And we were like, Beyonce, it's a great song, girl. Put out the audio version so that we can add it to a playlist. And Beyonce was like, absolutely not. You'll sit with this. And then decades later, she gives us Grown Woman, just the audio so that we can enjoy it. I don't know what made her all of a sudden be like, you know what? Let's go ahead and put out a full-length version of Morning Dew. But I'm so glad she did. I was enjoying the original version, even though it was different than the leaked version. I was enjoying the original version. It was giving me all the feels. Then when that remix came out and it was more like the original leaked version, girls don't dance no more. All they do is this. Oh my gosh, I know Soulja Boy is somewhere not only collecting a check and a coin, but he's got to be somewhere like shaking his head like, yeah, y'all are going to respect me. Y'all are going to respect me because every couple of years, Beyonce is sampling me. She could be sampling anybody, but she sampled me along with the Isley Brothers. And I'm sorry that this episode started off with Beyonce. I know normally I save Beyonce for last and I let those who are not interested in the Hive, I let them go before we get into all the things. But you know what I said? You niggas tweet a lot. All you do is twit. I said, we're going to start the episode with Beyonce. We're going to start it with Beyonce because what do you mean? So what does any of this mean? Does this mean that Act 3 is going to be something leaning more to like, what does she call herself when she when she raps. Oh my gosh, her rapper name is escaping me right now. Oh, Beezus. Is she? Is she going to be like, is that what we're about to get? Or are we going to get a rock album like we thought? What do we think? Because literally in the song she says, no more R&B, no more slow jams, no more R&B, no more making love in between the sheets. Girl, so what we doing? What are we doing? And who is the whole nigga that was hating on you? I think it might be Drake. I don't know. TikTok is doing all sorts of investigations. I am very entertained by all of them. Who do you think it is? I think it's Drake. I think it's Drake. I think it's him. No one can be sure. I think it's him. Anybody could have been hating on Jay-Z's watch, and quite frankly, do we care? No. I also think it's very funny how, like, the Hive is very much so like, girl, that's your husband, so we go we're gonna accept him. When really I'm like, Hive, we have to know. Y'all be for real. He was a star in his own right. Like, that man was making music in his own right before they came together. But it's almost like the Hive just tolerates Jay for whatever reason. It's like they tolerate him, but they really don't want him on. They're like, not too much. Like, we know y'all in love. We know she love you real bad. We know she loves you down. And we know no matter what album we get, no matter what genre she decides to give us, there are gonna be a few songs on there that are all about Jay and what she likes to do with him. We get it. Girl, we got it. We got it. We got it. No more slow jams, no more R&B, no more making love in between the sheets. We just need to know what Act 3 is going to be. And does it have anything to do with this remix? Now, what I also find to be very interesting is the remix. What they put out was 4 songs, each 4 minutes apiece. Her birthday is next month, September the 4th. They're going to be in Paris, or they're going to be overseas for his concerts. But I'm like, is she going to drop something September the 4th? She dropped Morning Dew on July the 4th. She dropped the remix on August the 4th. So on September 4th, should we expect a single from Act 3? Should we? Or will she be back like in wifey mode doing his tour? Because I kind of feel like that's what Morning Dew is. I feel like Morning Dew was kind of like, here, girl, let this hold you over until I do this with him, and then I'll come back. I'm going to come back around to you before the year is over. Like, I'm going to give you a little something probably in December. I'll give you a little something then, but between now and December, just let this hold you over. And I feel like it's enough. I feel like it's enough. I personally would be satisfied if this is what we got between now and when she starts rolling out for real, for Act 3. Because I enjoy it so much. I mean, his verse on the remix, does it not just give you everything that you need? Because in the beginning, we kind of get that drunken love Jay. But then when it flips and you could tell he's highly irritated about something, that just gives me everything. And maybe it's because I am always dealing with some type of underlying irritation these days. Anything that I listen to that like helps bring that out of me, I'm like, absolutely yes. I've been listening to a lot of Meek Mills and Rick Ross lately while I work out because that music like brings it out of me. This brought it out of me. I'm like, it's not every day you get to hear Jay-Z hoot and holler. And I feel like this song is as close as we're going to get to him hollering. And he probably wasn't even. It's just probably just the sound of his voice. But what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I am in love with this remix, and I feel like I have had no one to talk to about it all week long. He said, we know what that night did. Let's see what that morning do. You know, I miss old school rappers, and I'm so glad that they're coming back, like Jay-Z, T.I., all of them, I'm so glad they're coming back because it gives like a freshness to music that we haven't had in quite some time. I feel like we had mumble rap for so long that we don't even know or we don't even remember like what good lyricism sounds like that you can actually understand. So I fully appreciate this whole thing. Let's go back. He says, top of the top, sloppy as a morning dew. The watch is vintage. I don't need nothing new. Coming through Malibu in an old school. And then when he says, a liar, but we know the truth, and then she does his ad libs for him. I love it when she does the ad libs for him. He said, put these hoes on mute because he knows she's the only one that could get us to do that. And she goes, mute. When they perform this, it's going to go up. I'm telling you right now. Oh, no, I think I should gatekeep that actually. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on to that until we get closer to Act 3. I will make a note and I will come back to that when Act 3 is actually released and we have like concert dates and tickets are being sold and all the things. But when they do this in concert, it is going to give us all the vibes. And I'm going to be so jealous of the people who probably get to see it overseas next month. So jealous. He says, Diamond and the tatted rings. Because you know they got their rings tatted. When he says, if you ain't riding for the game, shut the fuck up. And in the background, she says, I love it. I love it. I love rapper Beyonce. I love rapper Beyonce. When he says, you know you love us, talking reckless on the set, they only hate us on the net. You niggas tweet a lot. All you do is twit. And see, they are like so far removed from what actually goes on like in the world. I think he was being funny because I think he knows. But I'm like, people don't say twit. And you know that. And you're making fun of us. Because, yeah, really all we do is twit and tweet and read. Read what everybody has to say. Pop it on the pods, but you ain't doing shit. Not too much, Jay-Z. Not too much, because I love doing this podcast, and I'm going to talk about you and your wife every time is actually relevant. But pop it on the pods, but you ain't doing shit. And then she says, you ain't saying shit. Beyonce, girl, I tell people about you. Girl, and it's all good things. I be trying to recruit new members to the Hive every time I get a chance. Every time I get a chance, I try to let the people know, like, you're safe here. This is a safe space for us to indulge in our love of Beyonce. Like, it's okay. We just making love. We just getting rich. And then she says brick by brick because she is on social media. And because she's on social media, so she knows. Y'all keep doing that. We keep doing this. And then my part comes on. I caught a fuck nigga hating on my wrist. I caught a whole nigga hating on my bitch. Listen, when I tell you I listened to this song so loud that my rear view mirror was shaking like I was back in high school again, I'm like, ooh, don't do it. Inject it right into my veins because I could listen to this all day on repeat and have a blast and dance and be having just a little party to myself. I'm walking around Kroger listening to this. I'm walking around Costco listening to this. And the fact that he repeats it over and over and over again, I'm like, tell us who it is. Who is Becky with the good hair? We'll never know. We'll never know who any of these people are. But thank you for giving us the music. Thank you for giving us the music so we can all sit online and talk about who these people are and what this possibly means and the biometry of it all. For those of you who don't know, biometry is the math that we do in the Hive based on when things get released. And right now we're trying to figure out July 4th, August 4th. Will there be a September 4th? And if not, then I fear the next important day for them would be December 4th, which is Jay-Z's birthday. I don't think she would drop anything on his birthday, but she does enjoy like a Christmas moment. Like she had the halftime show at Christmas. Like sometimes she does things around Christmas. Remember, we got self-titled in December, right? So I think December is a strong possibility. I really do. If it's not next month, I feel like December is a strong possibility. But if you need me for anything, if you've been trying to call me or whatever, and you feel like I'm not getting back to you fast enough, it is because I've been living and breathing that song. I have been living and breathing that song. I have been listening to it on full volume while I run my errands, while I'm in the shower, while I'm working out, on repeat, 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 because who do you think you're talking to? Who do you think you're talking to? Who? Who? We love you over here. Y'all don't have to be mad at us, but I appreciate it. I love a good, I love, I love a good song from them, especially when they kind of pop it a little bit. Like when they kind of acknowledge, like, yeah, we know. Like y'all are you and we are us. And there's something very delicious about that to me. It doesn't come off arrogant to me. It comes off as like, yeah, you're well aware. You are who you think you are. You are who you think you are. I am who I think I am. I am not the people who you are rapping about. I full support of you talking junk to the people who you need to talk junk to. And baby, I'm a be there. I'm gonna be there. I'm one of the bricks your wife was talking about. You said we just getting rich, and she said brick by brick. I'm one of those bricks, okay? I'm one of the bricks. Please, if you have not heard Morning Dew, please start there. Then slide your way over to the remix. Listen to that. And then there are some lovely, like, acoustic versions of it on that same remix EP. Please do yourself a favor. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I don't even know how we ended up on the phone together, to be honest with you, because you had to know when this got released on August the 4th, you had to know I was going to come here and talk about it. Oh my gosh. Had to start the call off with that because, girl, listening to it all day, I just get so hype. And I'm like, I got to tell the girls. I got to tell the girls. Anyway, welcome. Hello. What is on my table right now? Well, I'll be quite honest with you. I have been eating a whole lot of lean chicken here lately, trying to get all my protein in. So I have been eating ground chicken all the ways you can eat ground chicken, and I'm not ashamed of it. This week, I've been basically eating it like it was a shellless taco. Like I put the ground chicken on a plate or like in a bowl. I chop up some onion. I chop up some tomato, put some cilantro on there, which happens to actually be pico de gallo if you don't make it into a salsa. A friend reminded me of that. I've been eating it like that, and it's good. I put a little dollop of guacamole on there, put a little dollop of yogurt on there as a sub for the sour cream. It tastes good. I can eat it, but I'm going to be so for real with you. When I get finished eating, it's like I haven't eaten a thing. And see, let's talk about that, because I think people really assume when like fitness is a big part of your lifestyle that you never take a break from it, that you are 100% all the time. This is what you do. And you're very like militant about it, which is very different than being disciplined. In my opinion, militant is like you never take days off. Like that is all the time, 365 days a year. Discipline to me says I can take a break from this and I can come back. Well, over the summer, I took a break from logging food, tracking food, making myself feel like I absolutely had to wake up early every morning to work out. Some days I didn't even work out at all if I was busy with my kids because I wanted a break, and it was summertime. And I had just come off of like the big to do. So I really wanted to like actually enjoy some time over the summer. And so that's what I did. But the thing about that is when you take time off, especially when you take off like about 8 weeks, like I did, when it's time to come back to it, reentry is hard. It's not easy. Reentry is definitely hard. And you really do have to get back into the habit of doing all the things all the time. Like for real. And so one of the things that stuck out to me this week as I was getting back into the habit of like logging and tracking food is like, ooh, when you log and track your food, you really don't get to eat as much. Like you will eat several times a day and it'll feel like you have eaten nothing at all. It will feel like you have eaten nothing at all. I was telling a friend the other day because we were talking about something, and I told her, I was like, yeah, I mean, I know I ate, but it was like eating air. So like in this moment, if I wanted to eat again, I could. Like I could eat. I could eat. I'm not going to because I do recall that I've eaten already, but yeah, when you start portioning out your food and doing the whole thing, you will be satisfied and content, but you will not be full and stuffed. And it is a big difference. Over the summer, I ate whatever I wanted to. We went out to eat, whether we ate at home, like whatever. I ate however my heart saw fit in that moment on that day. Now that I'm trying to like pull it back together and get back into all my habits and all of that, I'm tracking, I'm logging, I'm doing all my workouts. And this was the first full week of it. And let me tell you, baby, I feel like at any moment, if it was quiet enough and I got to be still enough, I could go to sleep at any time. This past week, of course, was back to school. But because it was back to school, I'm waking up at 4, I'm doing my walks, I'm making the breakfast, making the lunches, getting people off to school. I'm doing my strength training. Wednesday, I did go to Pilates, and I do believe that's going to be my last Pilates class. I'm almost certain. But I went to Pilates on Wednesday, so that kind of threw my schedule off too because I really wanted to do the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But since I went to Pilates on Wednesday, I don't know, like it threw me off, but I still got all my workouts in for the week, and I guess that's really all that matters. But yeah, so I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, and part of that is the food. So really this week, I don't have much to report or share because I've just been eating all of the ground chicken, all of the tuna. I have been eating all of the kimchi, which I did share that on the last call. So yeah, there's not a thing that's new except, girl, eat your vegetables, eat your fruit, get that lean meat in, know what your numbers are, eat by those. And in 6 months from now, you will be glad that that you rode the wave that you did, right? Today is August the 7th, and it happens to be my half birthday. I don't know if other people celebrate their half birthday. I don't really celebrate it in a big way. It's not like I'm calling people telling them like, hey, it's my half birthday, and I'm not making people say happy birthday to me or anything like that. But it is my half birthday, and I like to take my half birthday as a moment to sit and think about how I want to show up on my actual birthday, because it's 6 months from now. And I say to myself, Tia, what do you want to do for your birthday? Well, because I already know what I might, well, see, first of all, I got to figure out if I'm going to let my child go on this field trip, which happens to be right after my birthday. If I end up letting him go on that field trip, I'm going to have to chaperone. And so there's that, right? However, if that does not happen, then I really don't know what I'm going to do for my actual birthday. But later on in the month of February, I will be going on vacation. And I'm very excited about that. So either way you slice it, 6 months from now, I want to be tea. Like I want to be so delicious that I'm sick of myself. And the only way I'm going to get there is by being very disciplined in the food and the workouts of it all. And if I had to give myself a grade on how this first week went, I would give myself a B. I would give myself a B. I wouldn't give myself an A because this morning technically should have been a gym day. And I ended up working out at home. I mean, I still did a 45-minute strength training session and I still did my walk. Like I still did all the things, but it's not technically what I told myself I would do. It's not. And the only reason I did not go to the gym this morning is because I forgot to call them yesterday and ask if the sauna was fixed. because the last time I was there, the sauna was broke. And I'm like, oh, I forgot to call them. And I don't want to go if the sauna is not working, because that's part of the whole reason why I go on Friday is to sit in the sauna. So say all that to say, girl, it's no new food. However, on the Instagram page, I did ask people what meals they wanted to see me make on YouTube, because I will be starting that very soon. And these are the suggestions that I received. I will read them here. And if you have a meal that you want me to make, girl, just message me and I will make that for you. So someone said fajitas. Someone said ceviche. Someone said a cake that I made. It was like a blueberry rum cake. So I think people will actually really be interested in that. I got healthy spins on meals, and then some holiday food ideas when it's closer to the holidays. And I think that was it, which that's enough. That's enough to get me started on YouTube. If there is something that you've seen me make or you've heard me talk about on the podcast and you would like to see it in a YouTube video, please make sure you message me on Instagram at Tia's Table Podcast so that I can add it to my list and we can get some of those videos cranked out as I am able to do so, as I am able to do it. I'm very excited about doing that. I ordered a little mic and everything that will hopefully reduce the noise in my house. And that's really the only reason I never did it over the summer, because my house is so loud and I'm like, ooh, no, the sound would be like god awful. And I'm not going to put something out that I feel like I wouldn't be like okay with or proud of. Right. So I got my mic. I'm ready. I'm excited. And I feel like I have a plan. And so I feel better about all of it now. So there is that. Let's talk about a couple things, shall we? Let's talk about a couple things. Now, I don't know how many people still follow Nara Smith online, because I stopped following her a while ago. Which, one update, and I don't think these two things are connected, but people seem to feel like they are, and I'm just like, I think that's a bit of a reach. One thing, so let's do this first. One of her babies is like really sick with some form of cancer. So prayers to her, and I hope the baby ends up being okay, because that's super serious. And her children are young, like super young. Like, I don't know how many she has by now. Nara has like what, 3 or 4 kids? I don't know. But one of them is like really, really sick. So hopefully her and the baby are okay. Now, she did an interview with Call Her Daddy, which is a very popular podcast, where she talked about the whole trad wife thing and how she's not a trad wife and she's always worked. And she talks about how much her husband helps at home and like all these things. She listed all of these reasons as to why she should not be like lumped in with the whole trad wife thing. And people have really strong feelings about that, because they're like, girl, you've been selling us trad wife for years, and you have even used that hashtag in the past to push your videos like out on TikTok, right? And I have seen the videos where she has used the hashtag. And so I have a couple thoughts about that. One, I feel like sometimes people will just use a hashtag, not because they necessarily identify with it, but they probably do want people who are interested in that kind of thing to find them. Like, that was her target audience, apparently, people who would be interested in that. So there's that. Number 2, and this is where I think it gets a little strange to me, because I really don't understand how anybody thought she was an actual trad wife. Like, to me, when I watched her videos, it was like that was her thing. Like, that was a character she was playing, or like that was just a gimmick. That was like her shtick. That was her thing. She dresses up in these pretty outfits, these designer things, and then she gets on there and she makes bubblegum from scratch. Like, she does the most asinine things. People in real life are not doing those. kind of things. And it almost got to a point where I was like, oh, she's for sure trolling at this point, because she knows she will post the video about, I don't know, she'll make those kids, let's say she would make them pizza, right? She'll make them pizza, and okay, almost everybody, and I use that phrase loosely, but almost anybody can make their own pizza crust. Like, that's not a difficult thing to do, right? Okay. But then she would like make her own mozzarella cheese. And that is where Nara would personally lose me, because I'm like, girl, if these kids say they want pizza, number one, I'm probably going to order it. I'm not going to hold you. Number two, if I don't feel like ordering it, then I'm probably going to go to the grocery store and let everybody pick out their own frozen pizza. We're going to come home and we're going to pop them bad boys in the oven. Now, we have had homemade pizza nights before where I have purchased raw dough from the farmer's market, and then I bought like all of the things, and I let people, put all of the things on their pizza. Boom, boom. So like, we have done like semi from scratch pizza night, and that's always fun. We have also done pizza night where we have used like the crescent roll crust, and it's more like flatbread, but that's fun, and they love that too. But I think people misconstrued her cooking from scratch with her being like a trad wife. And I feel like she was always playing that whole thing up. I never for one second thought that girl was really trying to push like a trad wife agenda. Now, she could be, because people say she's Mormon, or like she married into a Mormon family. So she could have morals and values that align with some of the things that maybe like a trad wife might also live by. Like, they might have similar morals, you know? But even if they did, I feel like what she gives online is not serious. It's just not like, I didn't take any of that seriously. But people in her comments, or in the comments on all of the videos that I've seen about this, they're really upset. They really feel like they've been bamboozled, like they've been swindled. And I'm just like, how? How do you feel that way when the girl has literally been wearing like designer gowns, making, I don't know, dust from scratch? How do you feel that way? How do you feel that way? And then there was a video or like a clip I saw of her like holding the baby while she was cooking, and people were in the comments and they were like, see, she's selling like a trad wife Virginia, because there's no way you would be holding a baby like while you're cooking. Like, she did that on purpose. And I'm like, excuse me? Well, then clearly a lot of y'all don't have kids. And if you have had kids, then girl, I don't know what you was doing with yours all the time. But, as someone who has had 3 little babies, I remember, literally cooking and nursing at the same time. Like, what are you even talking about? I would have that baby in that Moby wrap. Remember when the Moby wraps were all the rage, and you'd have to like learn how to tie that thing on yourself, and then you squish your baby down in there. The baby probably couldn't even That baby probably couldn't even breathe, but you squish your baby down in there. Yeah, girl, I would Moby wrap those children in a minute, and I would be nursing them while I was cooking because I had to feed the other ones. Are you kidding me? People really have lost it. And I don't know if they've lost it or if they are the people that got left behind. And right now in society, it's hard to tell who is who. You niggas tweet a lot. All you do is twit. Maybe we need to get off the internet. Maybe we need to get off the internet just a little bit. Because if you thought that girl was doing anything other than doing what made her popular so she could make money, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like people who are truly upset about this are in like or they're in some type of uproar because they feel like they weren't necessarily like prepared for her to switch it up. I'm like, okay, well, a couple things can be true. Maybe she's older now, right? She's older now, so she's not necessarily interested in like holding up this character that maybe she might be tired of playing. So that could be true. Or maybe she just wants to be more transparent about the fact that it is a character. That's my job. I created this version of myself. Maybe she, and you know what? I'm sure it was by mistake. She probably got on the internet, did it one time. It was popular. It took off, and then she just stuck with it. Now, there is also the claim that she allegedly stole her whole thing from another creator. And when you watch their videos, or like at least in the examples I saw, there's an argument there for that. So if we should be talking about anything, maybe we should be talking about the fact that she like stole her whole thing from that woman. Not necessarily that somehow people feel like they've been misled because she's not an actual trad wife. And even in the interview, they were like, oh my gosh, that's like her real voice. I'm like, did y'all really think she was walking around whispering? Did you really think she was walking around talking like this all the time? Did you really? No, no. Now, I don't know much about Nara. Like, I don't know where she's from. I don't know who her people are. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about that. But what I do know is when I look at her, I see a black woman. So nothing about that told me she's walking around whispering all the time, or that she speaks in that voice, lucky da 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 whimsy loop. No, she's not talking like that all the time. Do we not all have different versions of our voice? Like, yes, there's probably a version of your voice you use when you're at work, code switching. You know what I'm saying? And I think enough people don't talk about the code switching that you do like amongst your peers too. With certain sets of people, you might not be your full, like, you know what I'm saying? You might not use your full voice everywhere you go. Like, I would like to believe that today, right now, talking to you, this is my full voice. Like, this is what I sound like if you talk to me, and like I'm having a good day, like, you know, everything is everything. Girl, this is what you get, especially after I done listened to my songs all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I sound like. If you ever talk to me and I sound like anything else, it is because I do not trust you, or I don't know you yet, or I feel like I'm in a more professional setting where I at least need to attempt to be a little bit more polished. Because, you know, everything is not appropriate for everywhere, right? Or, you know, at least being a millennial, that is how I was raised. You know, some of that stuff, you need to keep it for at home, right? This woman, and we're not talking about her content, whether you like the stuff she puts out is irrelevant. We're just saying, was she really trying to sell trad wife? Maybe. But to me, the stuff that she was doing and selling, it really wasn't trad wife to me. Not based on the other trad wife content that I have accidentally stumbled upon. Yeah, no, not at all. Absolutely not. Which also in the comments of some of these videos and takes that I've seen of people talking about her, you'll see people saying like, yeah, she's always dressed up and she always has her hair done and she always has her makeup done. And that's just not realistic for motherhood. And see, if I was one of them people that all I did was twit, I would say up under some of them, no, some of us actually went through motherhood and we still took baths. We still got our hair done. We still put on makeup when we felt like it. Like we, you know, like we still held it together. Y'all keep doing that. We'll keep doing this. Everybody's experience is not always going to be the same. There's no and all to it. You know what I'm saying? So with this conversation, I think it has been more interesting to me to see people trying to like tear her down for that, for looking, I guess, glamorous, and she's still a mother. But I think people also have to remember she's in her 20s. I don't think Nara is even 25. Like, she's in her 20s and she is a model. So no, her motherhood experience is not going to be the same as yours. She is also married to a model. They probably have help and all the things. Her experience is not your experience. She gets on the internet and she trolls us by making things from scratch, right? Dressed up in all kinds of like fabulous outfits, and some of them are so over the top that is like it is kind of humorous. No, she's not the person that you want to follow if you're really trying to learn how to make like Easter dinner. That ain't her. She's not for that. She is truly, if you want to watch something that is outright ridiculous, watch me make lollipops in a full ball gown. That's what you're going to get when you watch her. So for the people who are like, I just can't believe all this time she was completely different. Well, I think you wanted her to be something that she isn't. And at the end of the day, she is a Black girl in her 20s with all of them children. She is a model, so she looks like one, right? And at this point, she gets paid to dress up in pretty clothes and pretty much prank us by cooking things that we would literally never, or at least I can only speak for myself, because I'm never going to make blow pops. Like, I'm never going to make my children chewing gum from scratch and then dip it in whatever that is and put it in a, like, I'm not doing that. You want a blow pop? We're going to the 7-Eleven. We're going to the racetrack. We're going to the Quick Trip. We aren't doing any of these foolish things because I don't want to, number one. I don't have the time, number two. I don't have the capacity, and I'm intelligent enough to know when something is for show and entertainment and it's supposed to be funny, and when it's like a serious, like whatever. Now, if Ina Garten gets on TikTok and starts making stuff, people will not say she's a trad wife. No, y'all would say like, oh no, Ina Garten, she's really that girl in the kitchen. But you would not call her a trad wife just because she cooks everything from scratch, would you? No, you wouldn't. And so why is that? Let's think about that. And maybe it's true that she's trying to do somewhat of a different approach to her business and her image online. Maybe she is because she's getting older. Maybe she's learned something dealing with the things that she's dealing with in her family. And all of that is okay. We tell each other all the time, it's okay to change our minds. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be multiple versions of yourself if that's what it gives. Why is it not okay for her to do the same? And this is coming from someone who does not even follow her anymore. So I'm not necessarily a supporter, but I'm definitely not a hating ass bitch. That I have never been. So leave that girl alone. Don't knock her hustle. Don't knock it because she's got all them children. That girl needs her job, whatever that job might be. And I think she's about to start selling a cookbook, which is also highly interesting to me because I don't think I've seen Nara cook a whole meal. So I'm like, what's in the cookbook? Is it going to be teaching us how to make lollipops and gum and like cheese from scratch and whatever else she might be making? I don't know. But good for her. I think we need to just let that young lady be a young lady and figure things out as she goes, okay? You know, I have been following the trial of Lindsay Clancy. And if you don't know who Lindsay Clancy is, she is a woman that has been charged with the murder of her 3 children. Now, what makes Lindsay's trial very interesting is that Lindsay is not necessarily on trial for killing the children. Lindsay is on trial to determine if Lindsay should go to jail or if Lindsay should be placed in a mental institution because she is arguing that she committed that crime during a psychotic break. As the trial has been going on and they've had different witnesses come up and people have testified and all of this, her ex-husband has come up. Well, I mean, he was her husband when this happened. Or no, were they divorced when it happened? I don't know. Anyway, he has already remarried somebody else. So there's that. Number 2, when he was giving his testimony, he, for whatever the reason, he kind of gave that the story that we're all listening to during this trial might not necessarily be the true story. And as more evidence gets presented in court, I really do think, and I hate to say it because I was against it in the beginning. In the beginning, when I first learned about this trial and I was reading about it, I was like, this is dumb. If she killed her kids, it really shouldn't matter when she killed them. Like, send her to jail. Because, like, if she did it, which they are saying she did, even her attorney has said she did in his opening statements, I'm like, lock her up. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Because I know y'all have places for people who might need extra help or extra security or whatever. I know y'all have that. Lock her up. If she killed them kids, lock her up. Lock her up. But now I'm like, I don't know, girl. Did your husband kill them kids? And he's framing you because he knows you have like mental issues that you really do need help with. Like, and she had been asking for help. She had been asking everybody for help. And she had been telling everybody, based on all these testimonies, she had been telling everybody that she needed help. She had written about it on Facebook. She had actually got admitted to a facility and was like in rehab and like everything, trying to work through her postpartum issues. And so I'm like, is this a case where her village just kind of failed her? Where her husband definitely failed her? Apparently, the crime was committed when she sent him to the store for something. She sent him to the store for something and he came back home and everybody was dead. Allegedly, she came out of her psychotic break, realized what she had done, and threw herself over the balcony. And now Lindsay is in a wheelchair. A friend of mine who I was talking to this case about said that Lindsay, I guess she's paralyzed now because of that. And I haven't followed up, like I haven't gone to read that anywhere. So I don't know if she's paralyzed or if she just got so severely injured that right now she needs to be in a wheelchair. I don't know, but like, yeah, that is what happened. Now, she says that the voices in her head told her to do that to those kids. What, because we're all detectives, all we do is twit. What we have been learning online, though, is that it is highly possible that that husband killed those kids because he wanted to be done with her and her mental issues and he wanted to move on. Allegedly, he was already seeing whoever this is he's married to. He had already started cheating with that woman and he wanted a new life with her. So he kills his kids, allegedly. He kills his kids. He makes her think she did it, like, which sends her into a psychotic break. They said, or not they, the people in the comments, and based on, I guess, some of the stuff we've heard during the trial, they say that he used devices like Alexa or like baby monitors, things that would allow you to speak through them to make her think she was hearing voices telling her to do this. So she admitted to doing a crime that maybe she really didn't do. And because she does need mental help, she probably at this point doesn't really even know if she did it or if she didn't. This case is fascinating. Her lawyer is really good because he's doing a good job of creating reasonable doubt. So it's unfortunate to me that the case isn't about guilty or not guilty, because one could argue that after all of this evidence has been presented, that maybe the jury would come back and say, we can't 100% say that she did this based on everything we've learned. They showed pictures, like autopsy pictures of the children during the trial a few days ago, and she had to be taken out of court. Like, it upset her that much. She was like wailing, crying from her gut. And what people pointed out about that, like psychologists and like the experts, what they have said is typically when people are on trial for killing somebody, they rarely ever show any type of real remorse. This woman was crying so badly that a police officer, and I don't know, is that like a warden? I don't know. But one of the police officers in court literally went over to her to give her some type of comfort and asked her if she would like to be escorted out. And she said, yeah. So they removed her from the courtroom for that bit of the trial. And so the more I watch it, And the more I hear people talk about how like great of a mother she was, how patient she was, how doting she was, how nurturing she was, I'm like, yeah, I guess maybe it's possible that she had a psychotic break because she was a fantastic mother apparently who was dealing with postpartum depression. So that can be true, but I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know based on that husband's testimony and based on some of the other things that have been mentioned in this trial. Some of the math doesn't add up for me, and some of his testimony does not add up for me. And yeah, I don't know. I think this might be a case where somebody might go to, and that's why hopefully she doesn't go to jail. So I'm pushing for Lindsay to go to the mental health facility because I'm like, oh, yeah, girl, you might not have done this. And if you didn't, hopefully they will put you in a mental health facility where you are going to be able to get the help you need to become clear-minded. And maybe, I don't know, maybe she'll have a shot at some type of, well, I doubt it though, because 3 babies and that the youngest baby was 8 months old and the kids were strangled to death using exercise bands. So I doubt that she would ever get out. But I'm like, ooh, girl, I don't really know if you even did this for real. Like, I really don't. The case is very interesting. If you have time, look it up, check it out, read about it. Definitely read through those comment sections. Read, because that to me really is where the good bits and pieces are. Because some people have done a really good job of putting the case together and almost solving it. And some people are just kind of like, no, if she did it, send her to jail. Which, yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. But if you have been following that case, please tell me what you think about it because I have found it to be so incredibly interesting. And you know what, girl? That's all I got for today, boo. That's all I got. I feel like it was enough since I cussed so much in the beginning. I feel like that was enough. Today is Friday. The time is 7:50. I'm about to shower, get get in my PJs, get ready to watch this last episode of Raising Kanan, which is a show that I was never really a fan of. I just kind of co-watched it every Friday, so I'm somewhat glad that it's come to an end. I can't wait to see what finally happens with Kanan and Rock here at the end. I hope you all have a great weekend. Well, by the time you hear this, it'll be Monday. So I hope you had a good weekend. Remember, when you're out, compliment a woman, say something nice to her, make her smile, make her day. Don't compete, don't compare, don't complain. What God has for you is for you. And never knock another woman's hustle, even if you don't understand it. I will talk to you next time. Love you, girl. Bye.